This is part of a piece of English campaign furniture made of mahogany from the early 19th century. Dismantled, of course, but let's move in and have a bit of a closer look and show you exactly what this makes when it's set up. Now it's easy to put 3 and 3 together and see that these parts will assemble to form a stand to hold this box section. This box section, of course, is a mirror. It's got a protective cover board on it for travel at the moment, but when fully assembled, this turns into quite an elegant dressing mirror to put onto a table. So let's have a look at the different parts and show you the construction of it. Now, a few years ago we showed another video of a very similar mirror, but there were some slight differences to that, and we will go through those with this video as well. Now we can see on this one leg of the stand that we've got a mortise joint here, and it's got a brass nut here to take a bolt, likewise at the top here. Now on the stretcher, if we take a closer look, we have got the tenon which will go into a mortise, but if I just move in a little bit closer, hopefully you can see there that little rectangular section. Now that piece of wood has been put in to fill a hole which was made to insert a nut into the stretcher to receive a bolt, and then that piece of wood has been used to cover it up afterwards. So let's start to put it together. Now the previous one we had of these, and another, we've had maybe 3 or 4 of these over the years, had numbered sections here just to aid in assembling it. This one doesn't, but it's fairly simple. There's not a lot of different ways it can be set up. So the tenon into the mortise, the bolt in to secure it, likewise on the other side, tenon into the mortise, and a bolt in to secure it. So we now have our stand. And we've got 2 more bolts which will secure the mirror to the stand so that it can be used. So this is where you need to be a little bit ambidextrous, just to line everything up neatly and to support it whilst you're setting it up. So we will feed 1 bolt in first, just get that in. Right, now we need to line up the other one. There. And we have our mirror all set up. So we've moved out a little bit further so that you can see it better. And there we have our mirror. It can be tipped. You can tighten it just with the bolts on the side to hold the angle that you want. But of course, you need to remove a cover board to use it. Now, another difference on this mirror to the previous one we had is that this one has got a storage place for the cover board once it's been removed. The other, when a cover board was taken off, you had to just put it down on the side somewhere. This rather neatly, on this example, fits into the back like that, so it's out of the way when you use it. Nice and tidy. So the final difference between this mirror and the other one, if we just turn it back round again, was the other one, the way the mirror box section fitted to the stand was slightly different. On the back it had brass fittings, and on the uprights of the stand, the other example, had little brass ball joints, and the two of them made a ball joint just to fix it. So you had a cover, brass hinged cover here, which would then have a little bolt which just fixed the fitting to the ball joint. So this one is slightly different, a little bit simpler in design, but just as practical, just as effective. Condition is pretty good on this. There's a couple of things I'll just point out to you. If you can see on the edge of this finial here, that's been chipped at some stage and that bit has just been replaced. And on the cover board, if we take it out, if I show you this side first and then this side, you can see that is a slightly different colour and we can see a line there. This section has just been replaced. It's been knocked off at some stage. You can see how that happens quite easily with an extending part. But you look from the front, you can hardly notice it at all. In fact, I would imagine most people wouldn't realise unless it was pointed out to them. So this is a lovely example of an early 19th century mahogany English campaign dressing mirror. Very nicely made. I quite like the bold turnings to it and a nice chunky foot to it. Very nicely made and a nice example.